Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we are talking about 2 expansions to Cartographers. And so that is map expansion number 4, Frozen Expanse. And map expansion number 6, and that is Hornhelm, Wasteland Market. These are designed by Jordy Adam and John Bridger, and it is published by Thunderwork Games.
All right, so we have already previously reviewed Cartographers. This is a flip and right style game. Normally at this point in the game, I would kind of show you guys how to play. I'm not going to do that, but I am going to direct you to a review of Cartographers where I show you how to play the base game. So go to the link down below if you want to see how to play the game, the base game. The expansions are going to work very, very similarly. Basically what's going to happen is you're going to flip over a card. It's going to tell you a shape to write on your map board, as well as what kind of terrain it is. Maybe it's a village, maybe it's a forest, maybe it's water, whatever the case is, and you're going to fill out on your board however you want to do it. You're trying to basically get the most amount of points based on whatever that map says is how you get points. There are a whole bunch of different kind of point-generated cards that are going to say this particular round you're going to score based off of, you know, farmland touching water, or whatever it is. Or this time you're going to get points based off of things that are touching the border of your map. Or you're going to get things based off of filling out from a corner of a board, kind of expanding outward. Or whatever that looks like. That's the kind of way you're going to score based off of each round. It's going to be a different level of scoring. All right, so what's different about these ones?
Okay, so what's different about Frozen Expanse is, so you have these ambush cards like you always have, but in some of these ambush cards, you actually destroy sections of like squares on your board that you cannot use to scout. They're gone. But that does help with scoring, so if something needs to be surrounded, you can count that. So it still counts for scoring, but it's still gone. You can't use it for anything else. And there's also pre-scouted parts on the board. So there's pre-scouted terrain that can only be filled in with that terrain, which makes sense. You already scouted and you saw a village. It's not like a forest is suddenly there. It's still a village. And then at the end of the game, you actually score points for how many of those pre-scouted areas you actually are able to fill in. So that's the main differences in this one.
Yeah, this one is a double-sided map. There are 2 sides to it, which is really nice. It's similar to the base game, so you get even more experiences, more different things to look at. On all of the maps, there's these mountains. If you surround them by terrain, you're going to get coins. And the coins are kind of this income, basically, an income of victory points that you're going to get at the end of each quarter of the game. What this has is a much bigger kind of frozen lake thing that's shaped in the middle of the board. It exists on both sides in different ways. But it acts similar to a mountain. If you're able to surround all of it, which is going to be a lot more complicated because it's a lot bigger and weirder shape, you're going to get a ton of coins. And then, of course, again, it's income. You're not just going to get just those coins as a one-time victory point, but you're going to get every quarter of the game that you have that completed, you're going to get that income, which is really, really nice. Yeah, I love how you get the 2 maps out of it, but also, if you have the Cartographers Hero expansion, this does come with an extra hero card, which is really nice to have an extra little variety for that game.
All right, so what is different about number 6, the Hornhelm Wasteland Market? Hornhelm is Hornhelm. I said Hornhelm. Hornhelm.
That's a whole different expansion.
Hornhelm Wasteland Market makes sense. There is actually a market in this game, which is really cool. So after the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd scoring rounds, you can spend your coins that you've gained that turn. You actually start the game with a coin already filled in, and you can choose to buy something in the market. So you do lose that coin as a scoring, but the things you buy in the market are different ways to score on this map, and you'll actually get more points in the end. And there's a card that's flipped that lets you know where in the market you can buy on this 9x9 grid.
On the regular Cartographers original map, on the backside there was like this cavern, like this big kind of spot on the board, which is kind of just non-existent. It wasn't there at all.
Yeah.
On this map, on the Hornhelm map, there's actually similarly these spots on the board, but instead of just having one large spot, there's all these different like little sections all over the place that are just straight up just caverns or just holes in the ground that you cannot interact with. So it's I don't know, it's made it very challenging in a good way to try to figure out how to puzzle, how to piece these things on the board. Now knowing that you can't just have the wide open board to work with, you have all these kind of these missing holes in the board, which is really fun.
Okay, so overall, these maps, this is what I felt like they did. They take a game that you already love and give you more to enjoy. for me, I liked both of these a lot. I didn't win any of them any of the times we played, and I feel like I always need to caveat that to let you know, even losing, I enjoyed this. But it was so much fun to be able to try and do weird things in that market, and how the ambushes happened and those cards, and just it was so much fun. I kind of feel like that these expansions, if you're a huge fan of Cartographers, these expansions are kind of a no-brainer. You just want them in your collection. You want to take something you already enjoy and then have more of what you already enjoy. What's more than something you like? What's better than something you already like? More of that same thing. That's what these maps did.
Yeah, on the back of the Hornhelm map, which is where they have all the lists of the different market things that you can buy, there's this journal track. And filling in that journal track based off of all the market things that you purchased is really fun, trying to aim for those and work for those. It changed the game for me. Working towards that journal track is worth a ton of points if you can get towards the higher end of it. It's definitely worth it trying for, definitely worth trying to achieve. Ignoring that is going to cost you a lot of victory points. Because of that, it shifts how you play the game.
Yeah.
You're less worried about how to fit it on the board and more worried about how can I fill in that track.
Yes,
Maybe.
definitely. Yeah.
The ambushes are more interesting. In fact, the ambushes with that the Frozen Expanse expansion, there was times where there were so many of the ambush little spots on the board that they ended up like helping the person because they had to, at some point, touch each other, which was just really, really fun to have. It's just so many expansion, so many different monsters attacking us that it was helpful. Yes, this I agree. I think Bethany said this is a game that just cries for more expansions. So we've only played now 4 and 6 and loved them both.
Yeah.
This makes me want to go search out 1, 2, 3, 5 and
just
everything.
All of it.
And everything after that because of that.
Yeah.
I just love having that variety, and both of these we're going to play through that whole deck, I'm sure, because there's a bunch of them. We loved them.
Yeah. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. Until then, you can find us in all of these places.
Yes, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.